Stephanie, a registered dietitian and sport nutritionist. Today, I want to teach you how to make an ice slushy to keep you cool during your exercise and increase your performance. When we exercise, our body creates heat, and this increases our core temperature. The way we can regulate our core temperature during exercise is firstly, having increased blood flow to the skin, and secondly, we start to sweat. It's fairly well known that as we sweat, if we lose more than 2% of our body mass, this is going to increase our core temperature in comparison to if we stayed hydrated. So this is one way to keep our body cool during exercise. The reason why we want to keep our core temperature lower is because this acts as a signal to the body that we're overheating. Around 39 degrees is where we start to have fatigue signals sent to the body so that we slow down or stop our exercise in order to keep out of that danger zone of overheating. One new and exciting way to keep your body cool during exercise is actually to have an ice slushy before you do your exercise to make sure that your core temperature drops down a little bit so that you have a larger heat sink in order to absorb some of that excess heat that you might be producing during your exercise. Research has shown that if you have your ice slushy after your warm-up prior to your exercise, this can decrease your rate of perceived exertion, which makes you feel like you're working less hard than you are. And it can improve your time to exhaustion and your time trial performance in about anywhere from 10 to 40 Ks of either running or cycling. They also looked at triathlon performance and found some increases in performance as well with ice slushies prior to your exercise. Your performance can increase from anywhere to 3 to 19%, which is fairly substantial. So let's get started! We're here in my kitchen and we're ready to make our drinks. The first thing that you need to do is figure out how many grams of ice slushy you need to have. The way you do that is take your body weight in kilograms times 7.5 to get the amount of grams of ice slushy that you need. This is an effective dose to decrease your core temperature and improve your performance. If you have a scale, this is going to be really easy to make your slushy and weigh it out. If you don't, you might need to do a little bit of math. Let's say you're a 60 kilogram person. That would mean you need 450 grams of the ice slushy. And you also need to consider that you are going to add some extra fluid in with the ice to make sure that it blends well. So let's say we want to save maybe 100 milliliters of fluid or 100 grams of the fluid that we're going to use to help it blend. That would leave us with 350 milliliters of fluid that we need to freeze for our ice slushy. So today I'm going to be making our ice slushies with my blue Gatorade that I froze overnight. If you're making this at home, you can feel free to use water, dilute juice, or you can also do sweetened coffee. And this can actually serve as your pre-workout in terms of your fluid needs, your carbohydrate needs, and also your caffeine needs. Now, the one thing to keep in mind is not to try this before a big event if you've never tried it before. And that's because this is actually a decent amount of fluid to have prior to your exercise. And if you aren't used to having carbohydrates or caffeine before your exercise, it can cause some discomfort, although this was very well tolerated in the subjects that were studied. So now that we've got our Gatorade in here, we are ready to blend it and drink it. So now that we've got our ice slushy made, it's time to drink it. For the best results, you can divide this into a dose of 3 to 5 and consume it within 15 to 30 minutes before your exercise. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!